Hi folks, it's Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team here today with step 7, and we're looking at an offer. And in this case, just going to do sort of an overview of it. It's not a very legalistic one, just a general summary of the part so you know what you're facing when you get one. And the first thing I would say is when you're at that point and you want to put an offer in, ask your agent for a blank one, right? You'll have them send you one. Take time, look it over, read the various parts, read the clauses, get familiar with what the agent's going to be showing you. And then, you've got lots of time. You can ask your lawyer for an explanation. You can ask your agent for an explanation of the various clauses. But if you do this, you're going to take a lot of the nervousness away because now you know what you're actually facing. So I would say that's, ask and then question. Now, most offers are divided roughly into 3 parts, or 3 sections. Some of them can be several pages long. But on page 1, when you're looking at an offer, really you've got some divisions there. The top part is going to be the address of the property and the official legal description, all this type of information, so that can identify the proper property. In the middle, you're going to have what price you're willing to pay, because let's say it's a $600,000 home. Well, you're going to write in, whatever number you think that house is worth. Maybe it's 600, maybe it's 560, 580, who knows? It's whatever number you have decided you're going to offer that seller. Underneath that, you're also going to have the deposit information. Remember, we were saying, start thinking about 1% or more for a deposit. So that information is going to go down there. So there it's very clear. Everyone can see it. You can't miss it. The bottom of the page, you're going to have the irrevocable time. And what we mean by that, when you send your offer to the seller, you're going to tell them how quickly you want an answer back. I would say right now the market's reasonably slow, so people are doing roughly 24 hours. So you would say if you're handing it in today, you'd like the seller to get back to you no later than 8 p.m. tomorrow. And that's all written down. And remember what I said, that time, you've got to match that time or come early. You cannot be late on that time. Absolutely cannot be late. It will also have what's called the completion date. Most people simply call it the closing date. That's the date that you're going to take possession of the house. So those are all there. Basically, with the offers we use here in the Ottawa board, everything's right there on that front page, all that key information. Page 2 goes back to some of the things we were talking about in some of the other videos. This is where you're going to list all the included and all the excluded items. So, if the fridge, stove, dishwasher is included, this is where that's going to go. Now, in some cases and in some boards, they don't like to put appliances in. They want to make that a negotiated item. But either way, if there's something you want, you're not prevented from putting it into an offer, even if the seller says it's excluded. If you really want it, you can put it in, and it's going to become part of the negotiation process. I wouldn't push it too far because you still want, you have to make a deal with that seller. Also on that page will be the rental item. So the most common one that you're going to see is going to be the hot water tank. You can ask for how much do they pay each month for that hot water tank? Any of that information, you're entitled to. Rental items, remember, look and make sure furnace, air conditioner, and so on. Anything over and above the hot water tank, you better pay attention to, and if necessary, get information and disclosure on what the costs are. There are then several pages of legal clauses. I'm not going to go into them here, but certainly your agent or your lawyer can go over those and explain anything that stands out in those ones. You now have on page 6 is usually like in the Ottawa boards, but page 6, everything we get into the clauses. And there's a bunch of clauses that are normally included. Some extra clauses, if you're buying a property in the country, are often included. And we'll go into those in a separate document. So there you go. This is a very short one because you really need to see a copy of it. And I'm not going to put one up on here because it may be different from the area that you're in. But when you are sitting down and you're getting ready to put an offer in, ask your agent for a copy and take your time. Don't panic. Don't rush. All right. This is a very big investment. You want to make sure you get it right. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley team, wishing you a great day.